Welcome to Aunty K's, your favorite radical queer indigenous auntie, bringing you tarot every day. Hello, folks. So this is the fastest Kickstarter I have ever received. Logan had a really amazing turnaround time. So I backed the Lilac Lenormand on Kickstarter. I have pink sugar and black salt, which I reviewed through Indie Deck Review last year. Actually, I have pink sugar and black salt is being used by my 23-year-old. So we both benefited out of that. And I really adore Logan from Larkin Legends art, but like I really kept being drawn into this precious Possums Lenormand. And I think ever since I admitted, thanks to, I believe it was Heather, the, I Hate Animal Deck collection video and VRs. And I've adored this deck. So we are going to take a look at them. I put them both into order. I put them both into order because I used them last night at work. I put them on my work table, and it's like, all right, I'm going to test out these Lenormands, and I just used these 3 decks last night for, I think there was 12 clients, and I used the decks pretty evenly, so I really enjoyed both of them. They are different card stocks. They both have some extra cards, which I have in the boxes because I did use them last night. So they're both magnetic opens and come with a guidebook that it gives you, keywords, alignment, and information, and illustration notes. So it's a pretty handy little white book, and the extras with the Lilac Lenormand are player 3 and 4 to bring extra people into the deck. And with Precious Possums, you have keywords, alignment, and a description, plus some information about it when it is in a reading, and how you would see it with other cards. And we have some extra possum cards with this deck, and an extra here is change versus endings, and I went with the endings card. All right. So we're going to look at these two together. The Precious Possums just has a title, and the Lilac has the cards number association and playing card association, which is something I do prefer to have. I do use playing cards. But anyway, I use them both. So the art in the Lilac, it has the same energy as Pink Sugar, but that it's a colored in energy, and I have to say that that's really what I was looking for. I like that color, right? But we have like some of the same energy, like a roller skate for the skater. I really love that. And I am glad to see it in its Lilac Lenormand art, which is different. I really enjoy this clover with a cute little bug. And so I, of course, really enjoy the full color pictorial experience of the Precious Possums. I love the UFO, and they're very different, but there's this cute feel that comes through in both of them. This is like a matte, I think. I should look it up, but they slide nicely. Maybe it's rose petal, and it feels probably like a 350. And I should definitely look it up because I don't know what this is. I can tell there's a texture like linen, but I can't feel it in the same way as most linens. There's something different about it. And in the matte edges, there is something different about it. It's like, there's something about it that's like more like thick paper, except that it's in like treated for cards, so it's going to last. But there's something more natural feeling about it. I should really look it up because it makes me wonder if there is something more natural about it. There's something more natural feeling about this cardstock that's on the Lilac Lenormand. I love this color palette. This is a pretty cute hobbity kind of home, but it also made me think of a garden at first till I saw the garden, and then I was like, oh, I love that. I do find the font harder to read on the Precious Possums. And I wondered if that would impact me where cards have differences and changes, but it has not. It has not, so that has been good. I really love this snake noodles, and there's like the noodles back here have shapes. They're like stars, and it's really pretty. And this is a very cute snake thing going on. So this is ending instead of coffin, engraved instead of coffin. Both really different feels, and I love them both. I love this, like this possum ghosty, and this altar is really beautiful for a grave, or I suppose it's a gravestone, but it has an altar feel to it. I think because it's there on this background, it feels like it's hanging on a wall, and so I know it's a grave, but my mind keeps seeing it as an altar, which also really works. This deck has this like magic-y feel to it. So bouquet here has changed to gifts, but I still really know it's the bouquet because there is a bouquet here, and you got this whole bridal possum. So it brings into that energy, and I love the Venus flytraps as bouquet here. Like that bridal possum, she's a trap. Okay. So these are both adorable. I love the like bright yellow cyan kind of color in these leaves coming into this size card. That's brilliant. Which makes me realize there's more yellow coming in here too, and that energy just seems really fitting. Maybe it's fitting because it takes me back to the size as a tool in that color. I don't know. That's where my head's at. All right, so the whip as a besom, I'm not sure how people say that, a broom, like it, that fits there. This is a different change, and yet the energy of it, I wondered, will I find this card? Yeah, I did. And I happen to love birch. So I also really enjoyed that, and it's such a creative choice, and the trust of like will my really different choice be seen and recognized? And yeah, it was seen and recognized in the readings that I did. Blue Jays and Cardinals. I love it. I love the Blue Jays and the Cardinals. And they, you know, you see them in the fall and the winter so much. They start to really stand out. We have a Wee Babe and the Game Boy as a child, and I like that. I like that thing. I was like in my pre-teens when Game Boy came out. But the original screen was really hard to see, and I remember sitting in front of a window to make sure I had optimal light to see the screen to play Ninja Turtles on the Game Boy. I like these Fox choices, both of them. So they're really different feeling decks, and they both really work. I really enjoy the color in here, and I really enjoy like the full color in the Possums, most especially. That's up my alley. There's a trick to having full color without distracting from the image, and it's done very well here. This one is the one that does confuse me sometimes. The weighing, the Queen of Hearts, that reminds me, but when I'm scanning and looking, it takes me a minute because I want to think of it as the wit for some reason. The wings are definitely helpful, and you know, I use it several times, and you know, I have decks where there's changes that I've never gotten used to. And I have decks where the changes I got used to really quickly. And that was the case here. I really like that three-headed dog choice. The energy of this takes me right to the tower, but it takes me to a different tower energy than I typically read with, but it works as I need it to in the reading. I adore this garden card. I adore it. This laughing flower is hilarious. I love it. And I do like this little pumpkin. This mountain is gorgeous. And the whole backpacking possum. I miss backpacking. My feet are not in good shape. And I don't backpack like I used to the last couple of years. And I would say I really, really miss it. We got Pass and Crossroads. The mice. This is, most mice card is crazy. I think I like this one better in this scenario. I am almost like, well, ooh, who do we want to win? I don't know. That the possum looks scary, but he's just trying to make dinner. The hearts. Okay, this one I did struggle to find when I was looking for it because I forgot what I was looking for in one reading. I mean, I found it, but I tend to like be looking for things really quickly. Possum's crazy eyes. And I like the eye star sunburst detail here in the grimoire. I really like both of these choices. I really like both of these choices. So we have multiple player options, and I went with these two because they stuck out and were easiest for me to find, and that's how. But I tend to keep extra cards nearby when they're actually people cards, if they're ones I'm going to use. But I also had other options. I like the surfing sun. So I really enjoyed both of these. This key card is just absolutely fascinating. I really enjoyed both of these last night. I waited a whole day to use them because Friday was a call for a global general strike. And as someone who lives very rural but works for a company that I assume is American because I get paid in American dollars, you know, not working because was the least I could do. So I waited a day in support of Palestinian folks and then worked yesterday. And really enjoyed using these cards. Oh, am I missing a card? Oh, I am. It's right there. It's stuck to the deck behind it. Yeah. I related to this card so hard. I have 6 kids. One of them is significantly younger than the others. So I had 5 kids in the house at one time. And, but you know what? Even though I felt like this, like, I felt like there was something more functional about it than just one kid, or even just 2. Like, even if you were mad at somebody, there was another sibling who you weren't mad at. And, you know, so that was helpful for the kids too, and they could keep themselves busy while I was doing chores, by entertaining each other and getting up to shenanigans. You know, and I was young when I had them in my 20s, so I had all the energy in the world, not like having a kid at 40. And so yeah, and I think what I find similar to that in this is like, man, they're 5 Tamagotchis, absolutely drove me nuts, drove them nuts, but like, you know, everyone loved their Tamagotchis, and I loved the craziness. So yeah, that's that's my thoughts on these cards. There are tears, but I think in my mind, these are tears of joy despite the frustration. And like, the chaos was crazy, you know? I didn't have my kids in the typical fall in love fairy tales. One of my best friends in high school was a gay guy. He's Mari and Romani. And he grew up in this Romani family, and he's in the closet, and he's still in the closet to this day. And we made a deal we'd have a kid together one day. So we did. And, you know, I'm bi, and mostly men look attractive when I'm ovulating. So the kids don't have the same dads because I don't consistently find a man attractive. Only when my body screams, "Hey, you could conceive." So there's that. And then when I figured that out, I wasn't getting pregnant all the time anymore. And then one day I did, because you can get accidentally pregnant at 39 apparently. So that is the story of me and all my brood and their Tamagotchis. All right, so I will talk to you all later, folks.